this fish philosophy book really was a game changer for me, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to read it. I'm glad that it was in the syllabus for us to read, because if I just seen it on the shelf, I probably would have looked at it and put it back down, because I wouldn't have found much interest at it at first, like just looking at it. There was 4 ingredients throughout the book that I hope to really integrate into my daily routine. They were choose your attitude, play, make their day, and be there. Growing up, my mom always told me that you can't choose how people are going to act upon you and what they're going to say to you and how they're going to go about things, but you can choose how you're going to respond to it and how you're going to let it affect your everyday life. So if they were to do something that would upset me, I could either, push it aside, act like it didn't happen, move on, and keep going, or I could let it bother me all day and keep it inside and keep thinking about it over and over again. And I do struggle with that in the past, but I hope to, after reading this book, it really kind of changed my mindset on things. And so I hope in the future that if something happens, deal with it and then move on. Don't drag it out through the whole day. And they mentioned in the book, wake up every day with a new attitude. Don't let what happened yesterday affect what your attitude is today. So, something bad that has happened yesterday, I shouldn't let it be okay, now today's gonna be a bad day because this happened yesterday. It shouldn't matter anymore. Kind of like in the school, if a student were to forget their homework or a pencil, I shouldn't make a big deal about it. Yes, it's important for them to do those things, but if they don't have a pencil, give them a pencil. It's not a big deal. And if they don't get their homework done, give them that time, that when you have that spare time in your class or any extra free time, allow them to do that homework. They might not had that parental support at home that night before. There could have been stuff going on at home and they just didn't have the opportunity to do it. So give them that support that they need. Or they might not even need the help. They might just need the quiet time to do it. And then if tomorrow, don't let that be make a big deal that they didn't have it the day before. Just be okay, get out your homework. I hope to not drag that on throughout the week and because it's just going to make their whole day different because you're holding on a grudge on what happened. The second ingredient was play. And it's important to get things done in a timely manner, but it's also important to have fun while you're doing it. Don't make everything so this, and this. To have fun with it and make it what you want to do too. There was a quote on page 40. It said, "Life's too precious just to be passing through to retirement." And I thought that quote was very inspirational, and I really liked it. After reading this section, I always thought, okay, never stop being a child at heart, because you can't. Being an educator, you have that child in your heart somewhere, and you just have to express it more. Yes, you need to get these things done, but have fun doing it. Make it fun for you and make it fun for the kids. Don't just do it because it's in the curriculum. Do it because you want to have fun with it too. The third ingredient was make their day. It is important to get yourself involved too, but get the students involved, because sitting here and being okay, we're doing this, and this, yeah, they might learn it, but is it going to stick with them? Is it going to go with them through their future, or are they just going to learn it and just go, oh, I got it to pass the test, so I'm good? No, we have to engage them and make their day. We have to make a change in their life. They talked about in the fish market, she ended up bringing her kids down to the fish market, even though they didn't really want to go at first, and the gentleman brought the little boy back, and he caught a fish, and it made his day. And that's what we have to do in our classrooms. We have to make their day. So I thought that was a really good one. You gotta make memories by it, not just, okay, I got through it, here we go. The last ingredient was be there. I looked at this in a couple different ways. I saw this as be there for them in the moment, or be there with the people around you. When I was in, when I was in high school, one of my English teachers, she said to us, do you feel like you're living in the moment, or do you think you're just do you feel like you're going through the motions? And this section kind of made me remember that, and I was wow, now I kind of all these things are building up. What my mom has said to me, what my English teacher was mentioning to me, they're all kind of coming together now. And I think it's important to be there in the moment to with the people around you. Don't just be sitting there watching everything else play out. Be there with them and engage in conversation, engage in the activity that might be happening. Along with, like, in your classroom, you give these kids the experiment or the activity to do. Don't just sit behind your desk and watch them do it. Go out, have a conversation with them, like, engage with them and have it, like, interaction with them, and don't just be the teacher that sits behind the desk. Being there with in the motions really got me, and that's kind of more on the side that I was looking. I know they were talking about be there for, like, her in the company, be there for the employees, but this was more like be there in the motions. Don't just make it a toxic energy dump like they referred to in the book at the business. Make it lively, make it fun, make it that you want to be there. Like they said on that quote, that don't make it, like, life's too precious to just push through retirement. What is the fun in that, and what's the purpose of that, in my view? We need to make it engaging. We need to be there more. And I know in my past, I'm a shy person, so I, like, kind of just sit back and, like, watch people talk, like, oh, I'm here, yeah, I see, yeah, I agree. But I feel like I should be more involved in the conversation and really put my input out there, because I have things to say. I just keep them inside because I'm fear of hurting someone else's feelings or, like, not having the same opinion as them, so I don't want them to be offended by it. So that's kind of how my view on Be There was. There was a lot in this book that I want to take with me, and those 4 ingredients really stuck out to me, along with that quote. I plan to use that quote that I found on page 40 till I retire, because there's no point of just going all the way through these years of school, because I know I want to be a teacher, so I might as well be the best teacher I can be while I'm doing it, because that's what it's all about. Being there for the kids, teaching the kids, making an impact on their life, and just having fun with it along their way. So I hope that I can be the teacher that integrates these 4 things throughout my daily routine being a teacher. And I hope when I get to being a teacher, it's just a part of my life and I don't have to think, okay, make sure I'm doing these things. So I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to read this book, and I really hope to integrate this in my daily routine.